The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, just wanted to let you know that we'll be starting in a minute or so. We just opened the webinar to all the registrants and attendees to join in, so give us another minute or so and then we'll be starting soon, okay? Thank you. Just to let you know, those who's joining, we're just waiting for the people to come in, and you will be all muted during the presentation. But if you do have questions, please put it into the questions tab that you can see, or you can send a chat to the panelists and the presenters, or you can send a chat to everybody so that whoever can see the questions and might be able to answer, we can be using. And at the end of the webinar, we'll open up for questions and we'll go through the questions that were sent and the chat that were sent. Okay, so thank you very much. And we'll give this one more minute and we'll start. Thank you. Okay, I think we can start. We have a good crowd joining in, so thank you very much for taking the time today. Good morning and good afternoon. This is Kay Griggs. I'm the marketing manager for the APJ region for Progress, and today we are presenting a webinar on how to add layered protection to cloud applications. And then for that, we have a subject matter expert, Arpan Verma, who is going to be presenting on how to effectively secure your applications on the cloud against from the various vulnerabilities that's been happening everywhere. So with that, I'm going to be passing on to you, Arpan, and take it over.
Thank you, Kay. Thank you for the nice introduction. Hello and welcome, everyone. Very good morning to all of you. My name is Arpan Verma. I'm a pre-sales engineer at Progress, responsible for two product lines. One is LoadMaster, Kemp LoadMaster, and Flowmore. Just give you a quick introduction about two different product lines. The Kemp LoadMasters provides the reverse proxy solution, the load balancing solution, including application availability solution, and Flowmon is basically a solution
Muted.
NPMD and NDR solution. But today we'll be precisely talking about Kemp LoadMaster. So if you look at today's world, the attackers are keep on attempting to breach your network with the different methods. Some of them are automated, some of them are manually targeted. Yes, you can be a victim, you can be targeted for the hackers, So some of the time your organization can be targeted by the bots or can be manually breached. Some of the time your organization can be used as a launchpad to create the attacks. So some of the example we can see here. Last year, the Marriott data breach happened. Almost 500 million of users got affected in terms of their, passport detail, their credit card detail, their personal informations has been stolen. It's not the matter only that Marriott has lost their reputation, but it is all about the individual who has lost their personal information, and that is enough to ruin the happiness of any of the person at any at any point of time in his life. And the recent breach, which was targeted to the Uber just last week. So what is important? Important here is that Gartner recommend detection and response are more important than blocking and prevention. So Flowmon product lines help you out to visualize your complete network in terms of network performance monitoring, in terms of application performance monitoring, and the kind of security risk which is going around in your network. So there is a single dashboard is providing you the complete visibility about your network. As rightly said here by the Flowmon, that you cannot manage what you cannot see. So just to moving forward, in terms of talking about how LoadMaster can add the layered security to your cloud infrastructure, this is very necessary that how you are visualizing your security risk, how you are visualizing your performance degradation or the issues related to network application is going around in your network. So here, the another product line of the Progress, the Flowmon, help you out to visualize your complete network in terms of performance and in terms of security risk. So these are some of the methods is being repeatedly used in terms of targeting your network, like denial of services, vulnerability exploits, user credential abuse. Denial of services is one of them is becoming very frequent. So let's talk about the denial of services here. The fact about denial of services is always meant to prevent user, the legitimate user, to access your network resources or the resources which legitimate users are regularly trying to access of the organization in terms of their email services, in terms of their applications, or any of the resource which is the value to any of the legitimate user. The objective of the denial of services to make your network unavailable for the legitimate user, to impact your business revenue, or it can be targeted, or it can be planned. So the most important devices which usually get compromised in terms of the DDoS is your router, is your firewall, sometimes your applications. So if you look at from your your cloud infrastructure, so here the first layer of your cloud infrastructure solution provide cloud DDoS protection. Obviously they have the solution available. They provide the cloud DDoS protection services. But there are some limitations they have. They have their own understanding in terms of having the understanding of DDoS attack. They mainly block your network-based attacks like UDP floods, ICMP floods, NTP attacks. But they fail to understand the attack which is lower in volume. They fail to understand the attack which is on application layer, which is the application layer attack. Why it is so? The reason behind that, the solution they implement to protect the DDoS attack, they mainly mean to block your network layer, DDoS flood attack. But it's not like they can't provide you the application layer attack protection. But they do have the different system. For that, they need to route your traffic to a different security solution that basically will add more and more latency to accessing your applications. So how LoadMaster help you out in terms of protecting your application from layer 7 DDoS attack? So some of the methods which usually LoadMaster applied here in terms of the IP reputations. IP reputation services can be applied on our GSLB module, wherein we are having a malicious IP database inbuilt into the our IP reputation database feed, and we block all those known malicious attack which is already known for the application layer DDoS attack. And this IP reputation database is keep on updating on a regular basis by signatures, or you can say it's like a feed. Okay, so this is one of the methods we have from which you can block the application layer DDoS attack. LoadMaster also help you out in terms of limiting the traffic access to get in your application. Means that you can define the limit in terms of connection per second, in terms of request per second, in terms of the bandwidth, that this much of bandwidth will be allowed, or this much of bandwidth will be the maximum bandwidth will be allowed to access the application. Connection per second. So a rate limiting method is one of the very potential method is being used in terms of protecting your application from application layer DDoS attack, which can be easily defined into the LoadMaster, and it can provide you the protection to get compromise your application over the cloud infrastructure. Let's talk about for the another method is protecting against vulnerability exploits, where hackers exploits common weakness in a web application to gain access to the systems into the real time. So here, if we talk about the vulnerabilities, the new exploits are constantly emerging, whether against toolset or libraries used to build application against inherent weakness in how the application was developed and even in how it is deployed. Okay. Many of these attacks tend to be bot-based, yes, and focus on well-known vulnerabilities, which is easily figured out by the CVE reports, or which can be monitored and classified by a non-profit organization. And that is organization is a very non-profit organization. Everyone is aware about it. The OWASP, who produce an annual list of the top 10 exploits being seen in the world. Okay, so the kind of top 10 attacks is taken a place last year. So every year the list gets populated by the OWASP community. So what is OWASP? If we talk about, so what is OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities, or what is exactly the OWASP? So OWASP top 10 is a regularly updated report outlining security concerns from web application security, focusing on the top 10 most critical risks. Let's keep on updating in terms of the change, the hacker, the methodologies hackers use by enabling the bots or by doing manually. So this keep on updating. The report is put together by a team of security experts from all over the world. So main objective for the OWASP team is that OWASP refers to the top 10 as an awareness document, and they recommend that all companies incorporate the report into the process in order to minimize or mitigate security risk. Here is the top 10 security risk as per the 2021 report, because 2022 is still not been published. Okay, so this is all about for the OWASP. We'll be talking more in detail later. So here, the LoadMaster web application firewall help you to protect from OWASP top 10 attacks. Not only from the OWASP top 10 attack, but yes, for some of the known vulnerabilities also. LoadMaster has a feature set in terms of providing the custom rule set, which you can manually define as per the per virtual service, as per the per applications. You can define the thresholds to minimize the false positive. And LoadMaster WAF is totally integrated on the load balancing solution and supports per application. As I mentioned, it supports per application base protection and per virtual service base protection. So let's talk about some of the methods is being used by the hackers. So here, very known methods is brute force attack. Is one of the crude approach to trying to get the access of any of the applications. Generally, it's been performed by the bot, wherein they keep on trying username and password to keep on attempting the application attack. Okay, so they commonly use admin or accounts and make multiple login attempts using password from a dictionary of commonly used passwords. So they will simply apply the dictionary, and dictionary will keep on attempting the different username and password combination to crack the application access. It's not usually a successful, but it's create the impact on the application. It's create the impact on the application in terms of performance, because when in a real time, a lot of requests is getting in only to attempt username and password. Okay, the performance of the application will degrade for sure. The another method is a credential stuffing. Credential stuffing is another automated approach used by hacker and is more likely to succeed. The region is what? The region is user itself. The vulnerability stems for the fact of the people will often register on a third party that you have already, you are accessing any third party sites, you are accessing with your email address, with your username and password, and you forget to, delete the credential, or you forget to remove the history. So hackers compromise the third-party sites. If these third-party sites get compromised and the username and password list is stolen, hackers will then attempt to log in using this stolen credential. These attempts are highly automated, with successful login being retained and then reused in focused hacking attempts against the business. Okay. So here, LoadMaster help you out in terms of integrating the LoadMaster authentication solution. That is that we call it as ESP module in our LoadMaster. LoadMaster includes client authentication service that integrates at the backend with all major identity providers such as Active Directory, Radius, LDAP, as well as cloud-based services as well, like Azure Active Directory. Before access is given to any load balancer resource, client must successfully authenticate with LoadMaster and optionally be authorized by a method such as group membership or a LoadMaster zero trust network access policy. Right? So if load balance application are also integrated with the identity provider, LoadMaster can perform single sign-on and will help reducing the number of login attempts. Okay. No matter the application has a concept of authentication or not, LoadMaster will provide this option to attempt the authentication first. So one of the simplest ways to stop a bot-based credential attacks is to use a CAPTCHA. LoadMaster support the creation of custom login screens with embedded CAPTCHA challenges to create the first hurdle for any bot-based credential attack. Right? Some of the more advanced CAPTCHA services, such as reCAPTCHA from Google, have a high rate of bot detection and will use previous browsing history and even how your mouse is moving, whether you get, you are getting this option for I'm not a robot image or more complex image even. Okay, so that can be integrated very easily into the LoadMaster. Using an advanced CAPTCHA service will offer protection against brute force and credential stuffing attack. As an aside, many organizations have a policy to not to use email addresses as username for corporate application app. Specifically to prevent credential stuffing attack. They simply used to go, the method of username and password. Okay. So here we have discussed earlier about ZTNA. ZTNA is a zero trust network access. You must be using it from a different vendor, but LoadMaster also help you out to integrate or to integrate ZTNA for your applications. Zero trust network access is an approach to application and resource access that trusts no client entity and only grant access when explicitly defined by policies. Like, it takes, nobody is trusted. So the concept of the zero trust is simple. Nobody will be trusted, and nobody will grant access unless they are not getting successfully authenticated. Zero trust is start by taking into account the identity of the client and the context of the access requests. What for they are trying to get into the network or trying to get into the application, and what sort of devices they are bringing on. Whether the device is from corporate provided device, or this is the user's own device. They're trying to get the access of the applications. So once the user, including the device, get authenticated, clients are authorized with just enough access based on the access policy, then only LoadMaster allow them to connect to their resource. So in a summary, I can say that LoadMaster help you out to add the security to your cloud infrastructure by providing the feature set of web application firewall, pre-authentication, IP reputation database, rate limiting, capture solution, and ZTNA inbuilt into it. The solution is available over across all the platform, including AWS, Microsoft Azure, OCI, and Google Cloud. That's it from my side.
Unmuted.
It's over to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Arpan. Good presentation. I just have a few questions already lined up on the questions tab. So I have somebody who knows very well about LoadMaster, and his question is: LoadMaster WAF has a limitation of 50 WAF rules at maximum to prevent security attacks and block malicious traffic. Is there any changes in that?
Yeah, so that is still there, but you have the option to create a custom rule for that particular application. Okay, you can customize your rule set according to the application design, which can be added more to the rule set which we have, because the rule set is which is inbuilt into the LoadMaster is mainly to protect from OWASP top 10 attack. But LoadMaster web application firewall has only a the WAF feature, which is providing you to define your custom rule, which can add the more security as per your design application. All right. Can we go to the another question?
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Human, for your question. The next question is why cloud providers can't not provide protection against application layer DDoS attacks?
Very nice question. So cloud DDoS provider has a limitation to understanding the application layer attack. The reason behind, if they start understanding the application layer attack, they need to put in a different solution set. So the provided solution by the cloud DDoS provider on the cloud infrastructure is meant only for only to protect in terms of the network layer attack. For the application layer attack, they need to route the traffic to the different solution set, and that will create a lot of latencies to the applications. And at the time of volumetric attack, to deep dive to those attacks, is not possible into the real time. So here, the LoadMaster help you out in terms of protecting you against layer 7 application DDoS attack by the method which we have explained before. Yeah.
Thanks,
Next question.
Stefan. Okay, so the next question is, does rate limiting solution will not impact connection drop?
Yes, it's a very nice question. The rate limiting solution will, yes, impact the connection drop. Very true. But this is a speculations. You know that this much of traffic is getting in your network. Okay. There is a defined speculation on a on a regular basis that this is what you have monitored. That's 100K connection is the average connection we have. Okay. So if it's a skin, if it increase somehow, it will go to 150K. But it is if this is going more than 150K to 300K or 400K, there is some suspicious that we have not observed any time this much of connections. But today, I'm trying to observe, or we are seeing the lot of traffic, more than 100K, 200K, 300K traffic, to our application. Let's figure out, is that the legitimate user or is that the application attack? So rate limiting you can define as per the speculation or the kind of approximately average connection you are seeing, which is landing to on your application, so that you can define maximum to 20%, maximum to 30% on your average traffic. Not, it should be more than 3 times or 4 times. If it is getting in, it is obviously suspicious attack. So the rate limiting you can define as per the application accessibility demand. Sometime it happened that, okay, this application is open for all the user outside, and this is the e-commerce websites, and you have some mega sale offer, and you are expecting the traffic more than 10 times on a average one. So this is, you can fine tune according to the business demand, right?
Okay. All right, so the next question is, how does LoadMaster provide ZTNA features?
Yeah, LoadMaster provides ZTNA feature in terms of authenticating the user, whether this user is from the organization, user is from the from the member of that particular group, which has been already integrated into the LoadMaster. And the user, if the user is trying to access to any of the network resource, whether the access policy has been defined or not. So mainly ZTNA is integrated into the LoadMaster in a way wherein ZTNA is defining, or ZTNA feature into the LoadMaster is defining whether the resource asked by the user to access, whether it's been allowed or not. Okay. So in the LoadMaster, you have the options to provide the particular resource access to any of the user which belong to your organizations.
Okay, and then just as a follow-up to that, I think it's related to ZTNA. Is ZTNA only supported for cloud premise, or can we use it on premise device?
No, it can be. Yeah, it can be used on premise also.
Okay, okay,
yeah.
Great. What matrices does the WAF event log display, and can we export them on a monthly basis with a RESTful API?
Yes. yes, you can do that. You can use audit console. You can use the other third-party solution also to export it. Yes, you can do that.
Okay. And then you mentioned the Flowmon a little bit. What are the kinds of information we can see from Flowmon that helps us in securing the applications?
See, Flowmon is basically our NPMD and NDR solution. This is our another product line. So Flowmon will help you out to visualize your complete network. Visualize your complete network because see, any kind of mitigation policy you want to define in your organization, the kind of solution you have available, no matter what kind of solution you have available in your organization, but the kind of solution like firewall you have, like APT you have, like ADR solution you have. So what kind of action you have to define in terms of mitigating it? You can take appropriate action when you can when you can be able to visualize your complete network in terms of the security risk, which has been shown by the Flowmon solution, which is providing you the complete traffic analysis, that what sort of enumeration is going on in your network, what kind of attempt is happening, and who is targeted, what is the resource is targeted mainly, and what are the source, what are the from which country the attack is getting in. So all these reports can be displayed so that you will be in a better position to apply the mitigation or apply the resource which you have available in your organization in a more effective way.
Okay, thanks. And then a couple more, I think, and I think this is what we have. Given the example presented about DDoS attack, how does LoadMaster protect my application from these DDoS attacks?
So as I mentioned, that LoadMaster is not mean to protect you from network layer attack, because LoadMaster is residing not on the edge, but yes, this is helping you to protect you from application layer DDoS, from layer 7 application attack. So how LoadMaster is helping you is that LoadMaster has IP reputation database. IP reputation database is a known malicious IP database, which is known for the layer 7 application DDoS attack, which is mainly applied on ESLB module, wherein we get to know from where the attack is getting in. So those attacks, those known malicious attacks will be blocked for sure. But apart from that, if you precisely want to block the attack from any specific country, LoadMaster has these options. LoadMaster Geo has the options which prevent you to having the flood attack from the specific countries or specific region. Right.
Okay, and one last question that I have here in the screen is, what do I need from LoadMaster to achieve the zero trust network access setup?
Come again, Kay? I didn't get it.
What do I need from LoadMaster to achieve the zero trust network access setup?
Okay, so what you need to do is that you need to define the access policy on the LoadMaster, that for the user who is getting authenticated to get into the application. So you have to define a policies where you can define the access-based policies to the users, that okay, this particular user will be accessing only this particular resource. Okay, so the users will be only limited to accessing the specific resource, not to all resource which is listed into the load master.
Okay, great. Thank you. Any more questions? Last call for questions. If no more, I think we are done in finalizing, finishing our webinar. We have recorded the webinar, so we will be sending a follow-up email to all the participants with the recording. And if you have any further questions, then you'll be able to, I'll have a link there for access to ARPAN, and then you can have further questions to ARPAN. And just one more note, we're having, since we touched on Flowmon, we will be having a webinar in 2 or 3 weeks, I think it's October 5th, which will be specifically about introducing NDR, so network detection and response. And if you'll be receiving some email invitation as well for that. So with that, just a reminder, there will be a pop-up, or you'll be receiving a request for a feedback. That would be great if you could, provide us some feedback, and then any other interest in terms of topics. There will be an opportunity for you to provide us with that information. So thank you very much, and you have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Are we there?